Maya, this was not a normal week. Three big things happened in AI this week, and we decided to actually go deep on each one instead of rushing through it as one short headline.
Is this the first part of three?
It is. Today, the model war and a brand new AI that hands you finished work instead of just advice. Welcome to the Apex Report. I am Alex.
And I am Maya. Every week, we cover what actually changed in AI and translate it into something you can use in your own business.
Before we get into it, a quick word from our sponsor.
The Apex Report is brought to you by Apex Chatbot, AI receptionist, chatbots, and voice agents for small and mid-sized businesses. If you want someone or something answering your phone 24/7 and talking to your customers in plain language, check out our sponsor at apexchatbot.com.
Okay, three big topics today. First topic, OpenAI shipped its newest model family this week. Three versions at once, Sol, Terra, and Luna.
Three at once? Why not just one?
Because not everyone needs the same thing. Sol is the strongest, the most expensive, built for the hardest jobs. Terra is the balanced, everyday workhorse. Luna is the fastest and the cheapest.
So which one does a small business actually need?
Most of the time, Terra or Luna. Sol is for people handing over genuinely complex, multi-step tasks.
Give me a concrete example of that difference, say for a small business.
Sure, take a law office. Day-to-day, client replies, a quick email answering a question, confirming an appointment. Terra or even Luna handles that easily. But when you need to review a complicated contract package where 10 different clauses depend on each other, that is when Sol earns its keep because it reasons through a problem more deeply.
What is this ultra mode I read about in one article?
This is the genuinely interesting part. In ultra mode, the system does not use one brain. It spins up 4 AI agents at once, all working the same hard problem in parallel, then merges the results.
Like handing 4 employees the same project so you can pick the best solution?
Exactly that, except this happens in minutes, and you are not paying 4 salaries for it.
That is more expensive, I assume.
Yes, it burns more compute, so it costs more than the simple mode, but for your hardest business tasks, say putting together a major grant application or thinking through a full business plan, this is the current top tier.
Anything else new in this model family worth knowing?
Yes, and this part is about safety. The strongest model, Sol, now ships with the company's toughest safety system yet. Specifically, stronger protection against high-risk use, sensitive cybersecurity related requests, and repeated abuse attempts.
Why does that matter to someone who just runs a hair salon or a bookkeeping practice?
Because whatever service sits behind you, our receptionist, a chatbot, anything, runs on models like this under the hood. You do not need to know their names, you do not need to choose between them, but it is good to know the engine behind your service just took a real step forward, which means soon it gets more accurate, faster, and safer for the same price.
So there is nothing for me to change.
Nothing. This is exactly like your phone manufacturer pushing a software update. You do not buy a new phone. The one you already have just gets smarter in the background.
Second topic, and this one was dramatic.
Remember when we talked about Claude Fable 5 a few weeks back?
The flagship model you said was extremely capable.
That one. Well, back in June, the US government had it taken offline because a security research team found a workaround that let people extract dangerous information from it that they should not have been able to get.
Taken offline, the whole model.
Worldwide, for every user. Anthropic, the company behind it, could not bring it back for 19 days because they did not have a fast way to verify who was using the system and from where.
19 days is a long time for a business if that is what you built on.
That is exactly the point. Imagine your AI receptionist or your chatbot had been built entirely on that one model. 19 days of silence while your customers keep calling and nobody picks up.
What happened in the end?
It came back online July 1st. The company built a new filter that catches the disclosed workaround more than 99% of the time.
That makes me think if a company that size can get a model switched off overnight, what happens if I have built part of my business on that exact system?
That is exactly the lesson. And a lot of people in the industry said it outright. This 19-day outage taught the whole business world that AI is now infrastructure, like electricity or the internet, not a nice to have extra.
Walk me through that a bit more. Why infrastructure?
Because when it goes down, it is not some fun feature that disappears. It is a process your business runs on that just stops. Answering the phone, talking to customers, day to day admin. Once a service is that deeply wired into how you operate, you need to think about it the same way you think about your power supply. What happens if it goes out for a day?
So, this is not an argument against trusting AI.
No, it means a serious provider like us always has a backup plan, and that is worth asking whoever you buy the service from. A good provider does not build everything on one single model, they run on more than one leg.
Third topic, and I think this is the most important story of today for your actual business.
Go ahead, tell it.
All right, my turn. OpenAI launched a new service, basically an AI that finishes the work for you. The core idea, you do not get a conversation back, you get a finished result.
Break that down. What is the actual difference?
Until now, if you asked a chat window something, it wrote you back an answer, and you had to turn that into a document, a spreadsheet, or a web page yourself. This new system builds the finished document, the finished spreadsheet, even a finished web page on its own.
So I am not getting advice, I am getting the finished work.
Exactly. You give it the goal, the system pulls together the information from your own files and connected services, breaks it into steps, and works through it independently.
What does that look like in practice? Give me an example for a small business.
Take a bookkeeper who has to put together a monthly report for clients. Until now, that meant manually assembling it from spreadsheets. Now, they give it the goal, and the system builds the finished report, tables included, and all they have to do is review and approve it.
Got another example? Not everyone is a bookkeeper.
Sure, take a hair salon or a beauty studio. The owner wants to send a monthly newsletter to regulars, current promotions, a couple of fresh photos, a booking link. Until now, someone sat down some evening and wrote that by hand. Now, they give the system the goal, it builds the finished newsletter, the owner just skims it and sends it.
What if it uses the wrong information?
That is exactly why we always say AI is a tool, not a replacement. You still review the finished piece before it goes to a customer, but the time you save on assembly is real. You are not starting from a blank page. You are editing something already finished, and that is a lot faster.
Is this available to everyone right now?
Yes, and one important detail on pricing. There used to be a free trial period that ended July 6th, and since then it runs on a credit-based pay for what you use system.
How does that connect to the tools I am already using?
It connects directly to Microsoft's Office suite, Google Drive, the team chat tool Slack, and the notes and workspace app Notion. It is not an isolated island. It plugs into whatever you are already using.
That was today's episode. Quick recap.
3 new models dropped at once behind the scenes. That is not a task for you, just a better service for the same price. And a new AI showed up that hands you finished work instead of just advice. And you can try it right now.
Wednesday, we continue the series. We look at who is actually using AI already and why that costs you money if you are not.
If you want to know which of this actually pays off for your business, check out our sponsor, Apex Chatbot, at apexchatbot.com.
Subscribe so you catch the next 2 parts. See you Wednesday.